So in the year 2026, AI has become an indispensable part of our everyday lives. In fact, a recent survey shows that over 84% of people now use AI in some form every day, even if they don't realize it. From YouTube recommending videos based on your interests to AI-powered medical diagnosis that help doctors make faster decisions. AI is transforming how we live, work, and learn. So it's no longer just a tool for big tech companies and researchers. AI is now accessible to everyone. So what's more exciting is how AI is being used in practical everyday applications. So whether it's helping you write emails, manage your calendar, create content, or even automate repetitive tasks, AI is quickly becoming a powerful assistant that can enhance your productivity. And the best part, you don't need to be a tech expert to benefit from it. So in this session, we're going to break down the fundamentals of AI in a way that's easy to understand. So you will learn what AI really is and how it's different from other technologies like machine learning and deep learning, and how you can start using AI tools to make your personal and professional life easier. So by the end of this session, you will understand how AI can save you time, boost efficiency, and open up new possibilities for creativity and problem solving. So here's what we will cover today. What is AI? A simple explanation of AI and how it works. Why it matters in 2026. Why it's relevant and important right now. AI in everyday life. Practical examples of AI around us. AI and machine learning versus deep learning. So quick comparison to clear up confusion. Generative AI, how AI can create new content, what LLMs are, the models behind popular AI tools like ChatGPT. AI agents, how AI is going beyond just answering questions. Real-world use cases, how AI is used in various industries. Popular AI tools in 2026, tools that are making a difference today. Prompting basics, how to communicate with AI for the best results. AI benefits and limitations, what AI can and can't do. Mistakes to avoid, common pitfalls when using AI. So before we move on, here is something really exciting. If you're ready to dive into the world of data and AI, our machine learning using Python course is the perfect place to start. So this hands-on comprehensive program will teach you how to harness the power of machine learning and to solve real-world problems. From supervised to unsupervised learning to deep learning fundamentals, you will gain the essential skills to build predictive models, work with regression and classification, and even tackle time series data. You will also gain valuable experience with tools like k-means clustering, random forest classifiers, and even Bayes classifications while applying these concepts in practical projects. So whether you're aiming to become a machine learning engineer or a data scientist, this course will equip you with the knowledge and the skills to take your career to the next level. So get ready to unlock the power of data and take your skills to new heights with machine learning using Python. So before we start off, here is a quick quiz question. What does AI even do? Is it A, think like humans, B, learns from data, C, plays games only, or is it D, both B and C? Let us know your answers in the comments below. So before we talk about the tools, agents, or chatbots, let us first understand the main idea. What exactly is AI? Well, artificial intelligence simply means creating computer systems that can do tasks that normally need human thinking. For example, understanding a question, recognizing a face in a photo, translating one language to another, what to watch next, writing an email, creating an image, or helping you solve a problem. So the easiest way to understand AI is this. AI isn't magic and it's not human brain. It's a system trained on large amounts of data so it can recognize patterns and give useful outputs. So when you ask an AI to explain a topic, it looks at your request, understands the pattern of a language, and then generates an answer that fits your question. So in simple terms, AI is like a very fast assistant that has learned from examples. It does not know things in a way that humans do, but it can process information quickly and respond in a helpful way. So this is why AI is now used in search engines, phones, cars, customer support, education, healthcare, design, marketing, coding, and many other areas. So now that we understand what AI is, let us look at why everyone is still talking about it in this year. So AI matters today because it's no longer limited to big technology companies or research labs. It has earned normal daily work. So students use AI to understand topics faster. Working professionals use AI to write emails, prepare reports, summarize meetings, and create presentations. This is including analyzing data and learning new skills. Businesses use AI to improve customer support, reduce repetitive work, understand customer behavior, and make faster decisions. Creators use AI to generate video ideas, thumbnails, scripts, voiceovers, animations, and social media content. So the reason AI is important in 2026 is simple. People who know how to use AI properly can save time, improve quality, and work faster. But the key point here is properly. AI is not here to replace thinking, but it is here to support thinking. For example, if a person takes 5 hours to create a first draft of a presentation, AI may help you create a rough version in minutes. But AI still needs to check, improve, and make it suitable for the audience. So that is why AI is becoming a basic skill just like the internet, email, or spreadsheets. So in 2026, the question is not only will AI affect my job, but the better question is how can I use AI to become better at my job? So now that we know why AI matters, let's make it more practical. You may feel like AI is a new topic, but the truth is most of us already use AI every single day without even noticing it. So when YouTube recommends a video that you may like, AI is involved. When Netflix suggests a show, AI is involved. And when Google Maps predict traffic and even gives a faster route, AI is involved in this as well. Even when your phone camera improves a photo automatically, AI is definitely involved. Also, Gmail suggests a sentence while you are typing. In this as well, AI is there. When shopping apps recommend products based on your previous searches, AI is involved. So even banks detect unusual transactions, they warn you about possible fraud. So AI is being used in the background. The most important thing that you need to understand is that AI is not only about chatbots. AI is a part of how apps understand users, predict choices, and personal experiences. For example, when you scroll through Instagram or YouTube Shorts, the platform studies what you watch, what you skip, what you like, and what keeps you engaged. So based on that, it shows you more content that matches your behavior. So that is AI working silently. So AI is not some faraway future idea. It's already inside our phones, apps, websites, cars, offices, and even our homes. So now that we know what AI is and where it's used in everyday life, let us understand AI, machine learning, and deep learning with one simple example: a food delivery app. So when you open an app, it recommends restaurants, predicts delivery time, and tracks your order and even answers your questions. So this complete smart experience is AI. Now suppose the app notices that your usual order is coffee in the evening, it learns from your past behavior and then starts showing better suggestions. So this will be machine learning. The system learns from data instead of following only fixed rules. So now if the app has a chatbot where you type suggest something spicy under rupees 300, it understands your sentence properly. So deep learning is useful for more complex tasks like understanding language, images, voice, and even chat. So the difference is simple. AI is the overall smart system. Machine learning helps it learn from data, and deep learning helps it handle more complex things like text, images, and speech. So now that we understand what AI, machine learning, and deep learning is, let's talk about generative AI. Generative AI is the type of AI that can create new content. So it can create text, images, audio, video, code summaries, and even ideas and designs based on what you ask. So earlier, many AI systems were used as prediction or classification. For example, they could predict whether an email was spam or not, or whether a customer may buy a product or not. So generative AI goes one step further. It can produce something new. So if you ask it to write a product description, it can write one for you. If you ask it to generate a logo idea, it can help. And if you ask it to summarize a long PDF, it can also turn it into simple points. So if you ask it to create a video concept, it can give you a script, a scene plan, and visual ideas. So this is why generative AI becomes popular among students, creators, marketers, developers, teachers, business teams, and almost every industry. But the one thing is important. Generative AI creates based on patterns that it has already learned. So it can be very useful, but it can also make mistakes. So we should treat it like a smart assistant and not like some final authority. So this can help us learn faster, start faster, think better, and explore more ideas. But we still need human judgment. So now that we have understood generative AI, let's understand LLMs. So LLM stands for large language models. So they may sound technical, but the meaning is simple. An LLM is an AI system that is trained to understand and generate human language. It can read text, understand a question, continue a sentence, summarize information, write content, explain concepts, translate languages, and even help with coding. So tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and other AI assistants are powered by large language models. So the word large means the model has learned from a huge amount of text data. The word language means it's mainly working on tools with words, sentences, and meaning. The word model, that it means it's a trained system that can make predictions. And at the heart of it, an LLM predicts what words should come next based on the question and the context. But because it has been trained on so much language, the output can feel natural and helpful. For example, if you type explain cloud computing like I'm a beginner, the model understands the style you want and creates an easy explanation. So if you say make this email more professional, it rewrites it in a better tone. LLMs are useful because languages are part of almost every job. Emails, documents, reports, code comments, customer messages, learning notes, scripts, and even presentations all involve language. So now that we know what LLMs are, let's understand how they work in simple terms. So let's try to understand what LLMs are without going too technical. So imagine you're typing this sentence, the sky is. So most people may guess the next word could be blue. And that's because we've seen this pattern many times. An LLM works in a similar way, but at a much larger scale. So it looks at the words you give it, understands the concept, and predicts what should come next. It does this again and again until it creates a complete answer. So during training, the model reads a very large amount of text and learns patterns in language. So it learns which words appear together, how questions are answered, how explanations are structured, and how code is written, and how summaries are created, and how different tones sound. So when you give it a prompt, the model does not search its memory like a human reading a book. Instead, it uses patterns learned during training to generate a response. So this is why your prompt matters so much. A vague prompt gives you a vague answer, while a clear prompt gives you a better answer. Let me help you out in this concept with a small example. So asking, tell me about marketing is too broad, but asking, explain digital marketing to a beginner in 5 simple points with examples gives the model a clearer direction. Another important point is that LLMs can sound confident even when they are wrong. So that is why we should check important facts, especially for legal, medical, financial, or current information. So now that we understand LLMs, let us take the next step and understand what AI agents are. AI chatbot usually answers your question, where an AI agent tries to complete a task. So this is the simplest difference. For example, if you ask a chatbot, write an email to my manager, it may generate an email text. But at the same time, if you ask an AI agent, plan my meeting, check my calendar, draft the email, and prepare my agenda, it may work through multiple steps to complete the goal. An AI agent can understand a task, break it into smaller steps, use tools, check information, and continue working till it reaches an output. So think of it like giving work to an assistant. You did not just ask for one answer, you gave it a goal. For example, an AI agent can help research a topic, compare options, create a report, update a spreadsheet, organize notes, or assist with customer support. And some agents can connect with apps, files, calendars, browsers, and even business tools. Anthropic describes Claude Cowork as a tool that can handle tasks on a computer, local files, and applications to return a finished deliverable, which shows how AI tools can move only from answering questions to helping finish work. So the main idea is simple. AI agents are useful when a task needs more than one step. But they still need human supervision because they can misunderstand instructions, use wrong information, or even take actions that need approval. So now that we know what AI agents are, let's compare them clearly with generative AI. So since we understand both generative AI and AI agents, let's compare them in a very simple way. So generative AI creates content. AI agents complete tasks. Generative AI is useful when you want an output like text, image, code, summary, video idea, email, or even a design concept. However, AI agents are useful when you want a process to be completed, especially when the task has multiple steps. For example, if you say, write a LinkedIn post about data analytics, generative AI can help you create that post. But if you say research live trending data analytics topics, compare them and then create a calendar and draft 3 LinkedIn posts, that sounds more like an AI agent task. So generative AI can create a travel itinerary, but an AI agent may check dates, compare hotels, read reviews, estimate cost, and prepare a full-blown plan. So the difference is not about which one is better, it's about which one you actually need. So if you need content, generative AI is enough. And if you need a task to be done step by step, an AI agent is much more useful. And in 2026, the difference matters because many tools are becoming more action-based. So they are not only answering questions, but are also helping users work inside these apps, documents, calendars, browsers, and creative tools. So AI can assist, but the final decision should remain with the person using it. So now that we know how generative AI and AI agents differ, let's look at where AI is being used in the real world. So since we've understood the major types of AI tools, let us see how AI is actually used in the real world. In education, AI helps students understand difficult topics, summarize notes, practice questions, and learn at their own pace. In content creation, AI helps YouTubers, marketers, and social media teams to create scripts, captions, thumbnails, titles, descriptions, and even video ideas. In businesses, AI helps teams write emails, prepare reports, analyze customer feedback, and even automate repetitive tasks. In healthcare, AI can help doctors review medical images, organize patient information, and support faster diagnosis through final decisions. And this must be made by medical professionals. In banking, AI helps detect fraud, assess risks, and even improve customer support. In e-commerce, AI recommends products, predicts demand, and even personalized shopping experience. In software development, AI helps developers understand code, find bugs, and even create test cases and write documentation. In HR, AI can help run screen resumes, prepare interview questions, and even improve employee support. And in customer service, AI chatbots answer common questions so human support teams can focus more on complex issues. So even in agriculture, logistics, manufacturing, and transportation, AI is used to predict problems, improve planning, and reduce waste. So the real value of AI is not that it can create content. Its value is that it can help people make work faster, simpler, and more organized. So now that we have seen the real world use cases, let's look at some popular AI tools that people are using in 2026. So now that we know where AI is used, let us look at the tools that people are talking about and using in 2026. So ChatGPT is widely used for learning, writing, coding help, brainstorming, research support, and even problem solving. OpenAI's ChatGPT release notes show that the model options such as instant for everyday questions, so thinking for deeper reasoning, and Pro for more advanced reasoning tasks. Gemini is Google AI's assistant and is used for writing, planning, brainstorming, and everyday help, especially because it connects closely with the Google ecosystem. Claude is mainly used by people for writing, reasoning, summarizing long documents, and even work-related tasks. Anthropic describes Claude as an AI assistant for conversational and text processing tasks. Microsoft Copilot is useful for people who work with Microsoft tools because it helps with writing, answering questions, and image creation. And Microsoft describes it as a digital companion for PC, Mac, mobile, and even more. Perplexity is useful when people want answer-style research with resources and describes it as an AI-powered answer engine that can give real-time answers. Canva AI is popular among creators, marketers, students because it helps create designs, editable layouts, images, documents, and visual content inside Canva. Runway is a popular AI video creation tool, and its Gen 4.5 page focuses on video generation with strong motion quality and visual control. So the important thing is not to use every tool. The smart approach is to choose tools based on your need. So now that we know the tools, let us learn the skill that makes these tools very useful. So now that we've seen popular AI tools, let us understand how to talk to them properly. Prompting simply means giving clearer instructions to an AI tool. A prompt is a message that you type, and many beginners think that AI gives poorer answers, but often the real problem is that the prompt is too vague. For example, if you write explain AI, the answer may be too broad. But if you write explain AI to a beginner in simple English with 3 real-life examples and no technical words, the answer will be much better. A good prompt usually includes 5 things. The task tells AI what to do, the context tells the AI the background, the audience tells the AI who the content is for, and the format tells AI how to present the answer. The tone tells AI how it should sound. For example, create a 60-second YouTube script explaining AI agents for beginners. So use this simple example, keep it conversational, and end it with a strong closing line. So this particular prompt, which I just talked about, is better because it gives direction. Another useful method is to ask AI to improve its own output. For example, after getting an answer, you can say, make this simpler, add examples, or make it shorter, or even make it engaging, or rewrite it for non-technical audience. So prompting is not about using fancy words, it's about being clear. The better your instruction, the better the result is. So now that we know how prompt AI tools work, let us understand the benefits and limitations of AI. So here we should also learn to understand where AI helps and where we need to be careful. So the biggest benefit of AI is speed. So this can help us create first drafts, summarize long content, explain difficult topics, and even give ideas quickly. The second benefit is productivity. AI can reduce repetitive work like writing routine emails, formatting notes, and creating outlines of organizing information. The third benefit is learning. A beginner can ask AI to explain topics in a simple language, give examples, create quizzes, and even simplify complex concepts. The fourth benefit is creativity. AI can help generate ideas for videos, designs, campaigns, stories, presentations, and even business plans. The fifth benefit is decision support. AI can compare options, identify patterns, and help structure information. But AI also has limitations. It can also make mistakes. It can give an outdated or incomplete information. It can sometimes sound confident even when the answer is wrong. It may misunderstand your prompt, or it may even create content that feels too generic if you do not give it the right context. It may also reflect bias from the data it was trained on. Another limitation is privacy. You should not paste sensitive company data, passwords, private customer information, or confidential documents into public tools unless your organization allows it. So the best way to use AI is to treat it like a helpful assistant and not like the final decision maker. Use it to speed up your work, but always review the output. So now that we know the benefits and limitations, let us look at the common mistakes beginners make with AI. So now that we understand both the strengths and limits of AI, let us discuss the mistake beginners should avoid. The first mistake is asking very broad questions. If your prompt is unclear, the answer will usually be unclear. The second mistake is copying AI output without checking it. So this is risky because AI can make mistakes, especially with facts, numbers, current events, legal advice, health information, and even technical details. The third mistake is using AI only for shortcuts. AI should not replace your learning. If you always copy answers, you may finish the task, but you will not able to build the understanding. The fourth mistake is not giving context. For example, asking write a script is weak. But saying write a 60-second YouTube short script for a beginner on AI agents using food delivery example with simple language, that can give you better results. The fifth mistake is not improving the output. The first answer is not always the best answer. You can ask AI to rewrite, simplify, expand, or even make it more engaging or change the tone. The sixth mistake is sharing private information carelessly. Beginners sometimes paste confidential data into tools without thinking about privacy. The seventh mistake is expecting AI to do everything perfectly. AI is useful, but it needs human direction, review, and judgment. The right mindset is simple. AI can help you move faster, but you're still responsible for the final result. So now that we know what mistakes to avoid, let us finish with the next learning path after understanding AI basics. To conclude, now that we have covered the basics of AI, generative AI, LLMs, and AI agents, tools, prompting, benefits, limitations, and common mistakes, the next question is, what should you learn after this? Well, the first thing to learn is better prompting. Practice writing clearer prompts for learning, writing, research, presentations, emails, and even problem solving. The second thing is to learn how to verify AI outputs. Learning how to check sources, comparing answers, identifying weak or generic responses. The third thing to learn is AI tools for your field. If you're a student, learning AI for studying and projects is really important. If you're a marketer, learning AI for content, SEO, and campaigns is important. And if you're a developer, learn AI for coding assistance and basic automation. If you're a designer, learn AI design and image tools. If you're a business professional, learn AI for reports, meetings, spreadsheets, and communication. The fourth thing to learn is basic automation. Once you understand prompting, tools like AI agents and workflow automation can help you connect tasks together. The fifth thing to learn is responsible AI use. Understand privacy, accuracy, bias, and human review and why it's necessary. So the best way to continue is not by learning everything at once. Pick one use case from your daily life and work on it from starting there. For example, use AI to summarize notes, improve emails, create presentation outlines, research a topic, or even plan content. So once you become comfortable, move on to the advanced uses. AI in 2026 is not just a technology topic, it's becoming a practical skill. And the people who learn how to use it clearly, safely, and creatively, those who use AI on an everyday basis will have a strong advantage over it in the next few years. You guys did a great job. You now have a solid foundation in AI and its capabilities. As you continue exploring, remember that AI is here to assist and not to replace. By using it wisely, you can enhance your productivity and creativity. Keep experimenting and keep letting AI open new doors for you.